Well, hello everyone. This is Richard Kadish of the Palmetto Plant Eaters, here today on November 19th, 2016 in Garden City, Georgia, with Melissa Majin of the Cotton Branch Farm Animal Sanctuary. And they have been the beneficiary today of the Thanksgiving vegetarian dinner sponsored by the Savannah Veggies and Vegans group. And we just had an absolutely marvelous lunch. And Melissa, what do you think? Was this a good meal today?
Yes, it was. There was so much food, and it was all wonderful. We're so happy everybody came out to support us today.
Vegetarian food is really the best, in my opinion. And you don't have to kill any animals to give thanks at Thanksgiving or any other time of the year.
It's a great way to celebrate life.
Well, your charity, and you are a registered charity, was the beneficiary of this event today, and several others around the Southeast in the coming weeks. You're up in Leesville, South Carolina, just west of Columbia.
Correct.
And you've got 17 acres up there. You know, I had actually never heard of your sanctuary group before I was learning more about these vegetarians and so forth, but how many animals do you have up there, and how in the world do they get there?
We have over 100 farm animals on the sanctuary. If we include all the turkeys, ducks, and chickens, probably more like 150, but about 100 that are mostly pigs, but also cows, donkeys, goats, sheep.
Mostly pigs, about 75%, I think,
Yes,
as you were telling me that they were pigs. And let's just look at a few of these, because on the table that you've presented here at the entrance, you've got all sorts of individual stories of these pigs that have been rescued and are being taken care of by your sanctuary. One of them came from having been abused from being used for hunting purposes.
Yes, that's correct. That would be Freddie here. He and his companion Charlotte, who's over here, both came to us from Louisiana, and they were in an animal control there. And Freddie, it's very sad, but he had been used to train hunting dogs.
Hunting dogs. And some of these people also come to you with animals that were raised or thought they would be raised as pets, and then when they grow older and bigger, they just can't handle them anymore. And what do they do with them?
Yeah, a great example here is Winthrop, who is, he was a pet, and his owners underfed him in order to keep him small, which is what a lot of breeders tell people to do. And so he was very, very malnourished when he came to us. You can see in his picture there's a before and after, so he's much, much healthier pig now, but he's no longer so small. And a lot of people, when they're buying potbelly pigs as pets, are not really fully researching how big they get. And unfortunately, there are some breeders who are not entirely truthful with people about how big they get. A lot of times the breeder will show the parents of the pig, but what the buyer doesn't realize is that the parents are not yet full grown themselves, because pigs start reproducing at a very young age before they're fully mature. So we do get a lot in that way, and we probably have about 70 at the sanctuary who are potbellies. But we also have a foster and rehoming effort where we save hundreds more per year trying to find them good forever homes.
You know, I have heard that pigs are as intelligent as about a 4-year-old child, a human child. And what's your experience in being around so many pigs? Are they smart?
They're very smart. They're not just smart, they're very sensitive. Having a pig, anybody who has one as a pet can tell you, it is much more like having a toddler than a normal pet like a cat or dog. They are very inquisitive, they can be mischievous, they need a lot of attention, and they can get bored easily and like to get into things. Pig can open your cabinets, you have to child-proof your home just like you would with a kid. They can get into your cabinets and pull things out. They can open your refrigerator and help themselves to your food. So they're very intelligent and can be challenging because of that. They're also very emotional animals, though. It's not all about their mischievousness. They're very, very sensitive animals that form very close bonds with other pigs and with humans.
They're very social.
They are very social. They definitely are happiest when they can be around other pigs, and they like to have companionship all the time.
It's hard for some of us to think that people would have such an enthusiasm for eating pigs when they wouldn't have that same enthusiasm for eating dogs or cats. But for some reason, I guess it's because they taste good, and another is because they, I guess we're being advertised to love bacon so much. But these animals really have a life which is worth living for themselves. They value their own lives, and it's really wonderful that you have this sanctuary that cares enough and knows enough to take in these animals. There's sanctuaries for dogs and cats, and yet your sanctuary specializes, I guess, mostly in these pigs and the other. It's like the last refuge for so many of these animals.
Yes, that's correct. Our founder, Jan, had a background in wildlife rescue before she opened a farm sanctuary. And her feeling was there were places for dogs and cats and places for wildlife, but there just wasn't a lot out there at the time. This was 12 years ago, for farmed animals such as pigs and goats and sheep and cows.
And it must be awfully expensive to take care of these. I mean, after all, you're not a profit-making organization, and you have 17 acres. Mm-hmm. I mean, you must have a lot of need for medical care, veterinarian care for these animals, for shelter, for keeping up the land, obviously taxes.
Yes,
machinery, personal help, like yourself and others. They're there to do this. I mean, this is all very expensive, isn't it?
Yes, we're a volunteer-run organization, and the bulk of our budget goes just to animal care, our monthly feed budget. It costs us about $5,000 a month just for basic care and daily operations of the sanctuary. But in addition, of course, we have medical expenses from time to time, and also, we need equipment, working vehicles, trailer. And in addition, we have transport costs and veterinary costs for the pigs that are in our rehoming and foster program. Spays and neuters for pigs are much more expensive than they are for dogs and cats, and there are no low-cost spay-neuter programs. So spaying a pig, for example, can cost $400, which is much, much more than if you take your cat or dog into the vet, and there's really no assistance with that. So it's very expensive. We have to be responsible and have them all spayed and neutered when they go to their forever homes or when they come to the sanctuary.
And you're really the largest in the state, aren't you? And maybe even the whole region that does this.
Definitely the largest in South Carolina or in the Carolinas for farmed animals, and in particular for pigs. There aren't really other sanctuaries who have the ability to take in pigs to the extent that we've been able to do.
There's probably a lot of people out there that didn't know about your work or didn't know about the Cotton Branch Farm Animal Sanctuary before today. They might like to help out in some way, either by sending a donation or perhaps donating a vehicle. I don't know how else they could help, but how will people find you? I know you must have a website, and as a matter of fact, I know you have a website.
Yes, we're online at www.cottonbranch.org, and we also have a Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook under Cotton Branch. On our website, you'll see where you can donate. Donations are always appreciated because our financial need is continuous. It can be very, very hard just to meet our basic operating expenses. We also do have needs for, at the moment, a vehicle and a trailer in particular for transport. And we're looking for a vehicle with the capacity to tow a trailer. So that's something. Other things they can do is volunteer at the farm. And other things that people can do are help us by, for example, say collecting produce from supermarkets. We recently had a nice donation that somebody organized from Costco for us of some produce that would have gotten thrown out, and our pigs got a treat of a bunch of cantaloupes. We've had people around Halloween do neighborhood drives collecting the Halloween pumpkins that people otherwise would probably throw out. So there's many ways in which people can help.
Well, that's great. And let's see where your phone number, if they want to call, they can call 803-892-4218. Again, the website is www.cottonbranch.org, and they're on Facebook. You'll find that at Cotton Branch. Please get in touch with Melissa and learn more about what they do. It's really wonderful work, and I'm very happy to know about this activity and project that you folks are doing, and so pleased to get the word out with this video today. Thanks very much for talking, Melissa. Absolutely fascinating subject, and I hope that some of the people listening today agree.
Thank you for talking to me and for coming out today.